Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. K. Pushpam, postdoctorate assistant professor in sociology. Now we are discussing about women's liberation movement. So before we are talking about women's liberation movement, what is social movement? Social movement, it is defined as an organized effort by a group of people either to bring or resist change in the society. Objective: women's movement is a variant of social movement. It aims to bring changes in the institutional arrangements, values, customs, and beliefs in the society that have subjugated women over the years. Origin: British rule led to spread to English education and Western liberal ideology resulted in a number of movements for social change and religious reform in 19th century. Women's movement is linked to both social reform movement and the nationalist movement. Next, we have a various type of social reform movement. So, what are the social reform movement in our Indian society? The first we have the Brahma Samaj. It was founded by Rajaram Mohan Roy, 1825, and attempted to abolish restriction and prejudice against women, which included child marriage, polygamy, limited rights to inherit property. Education was seen as the major factor to improve the position of women. Civil Marriage Act 1872 was passed, which permitted intercaste marriage, legalized divorce, and fixed 14 and 18 as the minimum age of marriage for girls and boys, respectively. Rajaram Mohan Roy played an important role in getting sati abolished. Then Prarthana Samaj, it was founded by M.G. Ranade and R.G. Bandarkar in 1867. Its objectives were more or less similar to that of Brahma Samaj but remained confined to Western India. Justice Ranade criticized child marriage, polygamy, restriction on remarriage of widow and non-access to education. The next reform movement, Arya Samaj, it was founded by Dayananda Saraswati in, unlike the above two, it was a religious revivalist movement. It advocated reform in the caste system, compulsory education for men and women, prohibition of child marriage by law, remarriage of child widows. It was opposed to divorce and widow remarriage in general. Next, moving on, social reformers mentioned above equalized the position of women in ancient India. However, radicals like Aishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Jyotiba Phule, and Lohitwadi Gopal Hari Deshmukh accused the caste system responsible for the subjugation of women in society. Similar movements began in Islamic community as well. Begum of Pobal, Syed Ahmad Khan and Sheikh Abdullah and Aligarh Karmat Hussain in Lucknow spearheaded a movement to improve women's education. Next one is freedom movement. Women is the companion of man gifted with equal mental capacities. Quoted by Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji took interest in collective mobilization of women to fight for political freedom as well as for their social and political rights. He felt that women were most suited for satyagraha as they gave great equalities appropriate for non-violent struggle. Women participated in the freedom movement because they were inspired by patriotism and wanted to see the end of foreign rule. It is debatable as to how far this participation liberated them. While women who picked shops, marched in processions, or went to jail or threw bombs did not question male leadership or patriarchal values. It did generate in them a sense of self-confidence and a realization of their own strength. The first woman to participate in the nationalist women movement during Salt March was Sarojini Naidu, who later became the first woman president of the Congress. Women participation in the national movement helped in breaking several of the old barriers of tradition and custom. Women's organizations side by side raised their voices for removal of social justice meted to them, which resulted in passing of the resolution on fundamental right to equal rights for both the sexes at the Karachi session of Indian National Congress in 1930. So these are the various movements are organized by the women liberation movement. So we are now discussing about the few movements only. In many other movements are also available. Thank you.